You need to learn how to take accountability. You make yourself work so much harder than what you truly have to work into accomplishing your goals because you simply don't take accountability. I don't, and don't let me judge you. I was the same way. Like, I would go through, let's say, a bad moment in the relationship because I'm married with my high school sweetheart. I would go through a bad moment in a relationship and where I'm looking to grow as a boyfriend at the time. And what did I do? Every time it comes into an argument, every time we come into a disagreement, it's always her fault. It was never something I've done, what type of reaction I've had, what type of tone that I was carrying, what were my emotions behind it. It's never what did I do? How can I fix my responsibilities? It was always me pointing a finger at her. It's me pointing a finger at somebody else. Same thing with sports. I used to be an athlete. Um, I played baseball my entire life. And so when we lose a game, whose fault is it? I know it's not my fault. I was out here giving 120% of what I got. It was nothing I did wrong that pushed us to lose this game. But what if it was a moment in the third inning where I didn't make the right call when it came to throwing it to the right bag? As far as there's a runner on first base, and instead of me going to second base to turn this double play, I instead go to first base. Why? It's the bottom of the third, one out. We can end this inning by us getting a double play, but I make the wrong decision, and that's now a mistake that I made during that game. But the rest of that game, I was playing my butt off. I'm talking about making plays in a hole, getting hits, getting RBIs, driving in runs where I needed to do so. But I don't count that little mistake. Instead, I look and point the finger towards everybody else. Well, if he didn't pitch that pitch, well, if you didn't call this pitch, well, if you would have threw it outside the zone, well, if they didn't hit the ball, and you see what I'm saying? I never knew how to take accountability, but the moment I switched the belief of it always being somebody else, but now the belief of what if I just fixed what I can do in that given moment, would have been a different outcome? Yes. Every single time you ask yourself that question, the answer is yes. What could I have done differently to get a different result, especially if it's a result that you didn't want? Arguments, losing a game, not losing weight, not being a profitable trader. Ask yourself, what could you do in a certain moment where you didn't get the result that you wanted? What could you have done differently? What could you have worked on? What accountability can you take right now to fix the mistake that you made during that moment? You have to learn how to take accountability. Nobody is ever going to be willing to do so because we're always so interested in pleasing somebody else, living out this persona, which is just a lie. We like you live out a lie every single day when you put on this mask of trying to always impress somebody, try to always make it seem like this is who you are. You're always laughing, you're always joking, you're always just in this great mood. But be honest, do you truly agree with half of the time? Do you truly believe that the jokes somebody is telling you is funny? Do you truly believe that if you say this certain thing just to protect the other person's feelings about whatever debate you're on is going to make you happy? Learn how to take accountability. Learn how to own up to the thing that you do. There's nobody else's fault but yours. There's nobody's fault that you haven't lose weight because you don't want to stop eating, because the food is too good, because you don't want to start tracking your calories. It's your fault. Oh, they just cook too good. Oh, they should never offer to go out to eat. We should never got fast food. Shut up. It is all your fault. It is all a choice you had to make and a decision you had to carry out to get to the result that you don't want. Shut up. It's your fault that you're not profitable. It's your fault that you continuously take trades that you know you're not supposed to take. During the time sessions, you know you're not supposed to be trading, risking the amount that you know you're not supposed to be risking. It's your fault you're not profitable. It's your fault you don't know how to walk away from the charts when there's nothing there. It's your fault that you're always comparing your life to somebody else just because they had a winning day and you had a losing one. That is your fault. Learn how to take accountability. It's your fault that you're not in a position that you want to be in because it all comes down to what you are telling yourself day in and day out. Is it always somebody else's fault that you're not in a position? Is it always somebody else's fault that you're continuously failing? Is it always your circumstances that are pushing you to believe that it's not worth the while? Take accountability. What could you do in these circumstances to get a different result? It's not hard to say that's my fault. I'm sorry. What can I do to fix my mistakes? How hard is that? How egotistical do you have to be to not want to admit when you're wrong? Because the only person who knows when you are lying is you. So you are willing to constantly lie to yourself every single day when you're out in public, when you're having these interactions. You're willing to lie to yourself every day, living up to this persona just to have other people like you. You know you don't want to laugh half the time at these people jokes. You know you don't want to sit here and agree with the things that these people are saying. So why do it? Why do it? There's nothing wrong with saying I'm wrong. There's nothing wrong with admitting that the other person was correct. There's nothing you like once you feel like you know it all, you know nothing. For real. Once you feel like you know it all, because simply not taking accountability is you feeling like you know that you did no wrong. You know you never done wrong. You know for a fact that it was the other person's fault. You know for a fact it was never something you did. That's what you're saying when you don't take accountability. That ain't gonna get you nowhere in life. I had to start taking accountability for myself. I had to start telling myself that I'm lazy when it came to me putting in some extra work as far as recording, as far as editing, as far as going to hit my runs, going to the gym, going to build a better, healthy relationship with Christ, going to build a better and healthy relationship with my wife. Like, I had to admit to myself, I'm lazy, I'm undisciplined. It is my fault that I'm not getting to the next stage because I choose not to do so. That's what I had to say. I had to take accountability that I'm always quick to anger, that I'm always so emotional behind things in order for me to fix the problems that I were having, especially in trading. I had to tell myself I was emotional behind the profit. I was emotional behind money because I just felt like I needed money. Of course you need money to survive, but bro, not to the extent that I was pushing it. I feel like it needed to happen now, today, the next 20 minutes from now. But that's so far from the truth. But I had to admit to myself that I was lying to myself. Not a lot of people are not willing to do that. You're not willing to do that. You are simply not willing to tell yourself that I need to fix what it is that I'm believing right now. I need to fix the part of me that's always slowly creeping back up when I try to push it away. As far as us being honest, as far as us living to our true self. And our true self is just living through the spirit. Like like that's a whole different topic. Well, that's a whole different video. But just learn how to be willing to just say my fault, my bad, you're right, I'm wrong. Because once you are willing to admit that you are wrong, you are now willing to admit that you're ready to grow. You are now willing to admit that you are really ready to get to the next stage. You're willing to put in more work. You're willing to take however many steps it may feel to be uncomfortable in the opposite, well, take however many steps in the quote unquote opposite direction in order to get back right, to get back on the right path. Because the only reason we feel like it's the opposite direction is because we've never truly felt the conviction of us stopping the lie, of us. We never fully felt that conviction of us admitting to ourselves that we're lying. I never felt like I never truly felt that. But the moment I did, I didn't like it. And that nasty feeling pushed me to be more truthful to myself. And the more truthful you are to yourself, the more you're able to grow because you no longer care about the outside opinions into your life. Taking accountability is you taking account to the wrongs that you were telling yourself, the things that you knew weren't right, but instead you lied to yourself saying that they were right because you had to keep up this persona to please the outside world. That's when the change happens. When you no longer rely on what somebody has to say about your life, the validation that you will be getting. It doesn't matter. And now, because it doesn't matter, I'm willing to admit to myself that I'm wrong. Who's going to tell me I can't take accountability? Who's going to tell me taking accountability is stupid? The person who never took accountability? Because the only people who ever look down on you when you're looking to fix something that's a flaw about yourself are other people who are doing worse than you, other people who deem it to be hard, or yourself. There's only two. If it's not nobody else is telling you that this is hard, or you feel like you're not carrying anybody's beliefs, you are. Because think about it, you're still telling yourself that. That's why you continuously do it every day, because you believe this is a way of life. This is so normal that you should be doing it. But you feel the nasty results that you get, not being happy, not being relaxed, in a sense, when it comes to self development. You're always anxious, you're always worried. Why? Because you don't know how to take accountability. Start taking accountability, watch a change happen in your life, and thank yourself later. Because it's not me, it's all coming from the Lord. I say this all the time. The thoughts that I have, the beliefs that I carry come from my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, my Father in heaven. Because the spirit that I now operate in, I know it's the Spirit of God, is no longer working through the flesh that I once was working through. When I was living in a world, when I was looking to please people, when I was looking to just satisfy their needs instead of satisfying God's needs, instead of satisfying my Father's needs, who ultimately satisfies my needs. Once I realized that, once I start doing that, everything changed, because now I take accountability. Now I fix my flaws. Now I break away from the limited beliefs that I used to have and I used to carry. I rely on God's truth. I have a new beliefs that I carry throughout my life. I have a renewed mind. I have a renewed walk. Everything is different about myself because I was willing to admit when I was wrong. I was willing to admit accountability. Take accountability. I was willing to now go the path a lot of people aren't willing to go, who are scared to go because it's uncomfortable. It's only uncomfortable because we never done it before. And I can truly admit that. It's uncomfortable. I've never done it before. I'm scared. I don't know the results. We're so used to being results driven that we're no longer taking the leap of faith because we want to know what's the end goal, what's going to happen, what's the result before I even do it. Who cares? As long as you're doing it to glorify our Father, as long as you're doing it to better yourself, to help yourself grow as an individual, continue to leap forward. Not driven on the results, but instead driven by the intentions that you have behind it. That's what matters. Your why, the reason. And if your reason is to help yourself grow, to put yourself in a better position, start taking accountability, admitting that you're wrong, and start looking for the answer to that problem. Once you find the answer, just work towards it daily. Work towards fixing your anger. Work towards fixing communication. Work towards being more patient. Work towards being more disciplined, being more committed. But it comes with you admitting that you're wrong. Take accountability when you mess up. That's all that matters, because you're no longer looking to impress other people. Do it for yourself, your future self. Because when you look back at this time, when you look back a couple years from now, you can be like, dang, all because I was willing to take a risk, all because I was willing to take a change and admit that I was wrong and take accountability and own up to my flaws. I was able to get to this point in my life. Because I don't know about you, I already look at that right now and I'm still obtaining new knowledge and new information. And this is nothing compared to where I'm going to be in a few months, a few years. Like, I give all glory to God.